Hello and welcome on to the next episode of the segment here, covering week number 3 through the forums, through our star player of the week, through an interview with Scuffy, which is the coach for Premier Esports, and I want to look through all the nominations as well on that forums, and then of course a little bit of the recap of what happened last week with all of the games that went through in this past week 3 for the Academy side. And I'd like to present to you all once again another day for this segment. I still don't have a name for it. I will come up with something later on. Don't worry about suggestions, really. It will come along. And then for those of you that know me, my name is Mighty Rye, or Rye. You know, I do go by Rye. That's actually my real name, to be honest. The word Mighty comes from my high school. But, yeah, so, right here with to present to you all what we got in this segment. But before we do any of that, we got our proud sponsors, obviously, and our apparel line. Don't forget, for those of you that are patrons, for those of you that are subscribers, you get a discount. And for those of you that are patrons and an immortal Patreon, actually, it's a $100 commitment to our Patreon a month, but every month you get to pick off something off for free on the merchandise up here that you see. So once a month, pick something, get a jacket, get a jersey, put your name on it, your tags, maybe even a coffee mug, whatever it is that you like. I mean, who doesn't like coffee, right? Obviously, we don't have best bot lane because most of the league is run through the top, mid, and jungle. But maybe we should just have a coffee mug that says better bot wins. I don't know. But right now we only got those three that we got out there on the side. But anyways, yeah. Become a Patreon, become a main supporter, become a continuous supporter on our Twitch stream, on our Twitch Phoenix Rising League TV. So we got some things coming up that are gonna be new. There's gonna be really, really awesome. It obviously takes a while, but it'll be there. It'll be there. But anyways, let's go ahead, stop by, and let's review the forums. I actually want to just once again review the forums like we normally do. 6 responses this time, so it's growing, it's there. This is week number 3 for the Academy podcast / power rankings. By podcast, I mean these are some of the things I will take to heart, and then I will bring it over to the podcast that we got. So, once again, I mean, asking everyone on a weekly or on a daily basis, starting with my division, which is the Thursday, what did you all think? Some of them, and there are 3 responses here. Jiggity is trash support. That's not nice, everyone. That is not nice. Jiggity is a great, great player. Maybe not as a support player, but he's still a great, great player, and he is an amazing dude, guys. He really is. So, big upsets this week. What's the biggest loss? Mad City losing to Sacramento State, or Striking Vipers to Chatty Daddy. Who is the best out of Edoxa? Chatty Daddy, who is the best out of Edoxa, Chatty Daddy, Sacramento State, and Unmuted? So here, we didn't get to see Chatty Daddy, and the times that we did, they didn't really perform that well. But it was a big surprise that Chatty Daddy did beat Striking Vipers high table. And honestly, the biggest loss was not between Mad City and Sacramento State. It was actually Striking Vipers to Chatty Daddy, because Striking Vipers were seen as a team that were going to go a little bit undefeated for a while, maybe with 1 or 2 losses at the end. But taking the first L, I mean, that was pretty big. Mad City losing to Sacramento State wasn't as big of an impact. Mad City had already had an L on them. This is just their second one, I believe. Just to make sure, I'm actually just gonna double check before I don't know my facts. Just fact checking here real quick. Yeah, so Mad City, they already have 1 L, and that was against Striking Vipers. And then they got a second one out of Sacramento State. Sacramento State is also 4-2, but because of, obviously, since they beat Mad City, they are above them for now because of the head-to-head. But yeah, so who is the best out of Edoxa, Chatty Daddy, and Sacramento, and then also Unmuted? It's a little bit weird to add Unmuted here, I would say, but I would still say Sacramento. Sacramento definitely came up on top. And then after that would be Sacramento, Edoxa, Chatty Daddy, and then Unmuted. Very unfortunate for Unmuted to be voted down at the bottom of the list. Only because, you know, they're sort of, they're declining. They're on a decline right now. They did extremely well against Mad City with a couple of hiccups that happened and ended up in Mad City's favor. Obviously, Mad City still plays great in the league at the moment here. They are still really, really all-around star players themselves. And with Mitch coming back, it's going to be really, really great for this week for them as well. But going back to Unmuted Conquest, I mean, they came in hard. But it seems like they're on a little bit of a decline at the moment here. Chatty Daddy is coming in at a consistency and also with a major win on Striking Vipers. But since it is a best of one, I would have to give about maybe third of the credit off of that win. The other one or last one before the perfect four would be because it's a best of one and Striking Vipers could have easily griefed their draft. So Edoxa 4-2. But they haven't yet, again, met up in a environment where they're going against some of the best players. But just to be fair, though, I mean, we are down to our last week. Edoxa is going against Mad City. So potentially off of this week, Edoxa finishes the first half at a 4-3 record, which is extremely good. That means they've beaten most of the competition, and that can net them into the third spot, to be honest. But I feel like with Edoxa's win streak and not losing so many games or dropping so many games, you know, it's a really, really strong 5 at the moment here. Striking Vipers, Edoxa, Sacramento, Mad City, and Chatty Daddy. It's a really, really strong 5 from Mind Division. And also, looking at Mad City and Striking Vipers games and how they lost, actually brings up a lot of hope for Mind Division. I know a week before I thought this was a Mad City Striking Vipers high table division, and then everyone else is just fighting for third. But now, you know, there's actually a chance that Striking Vipers and Mad City could actually, you know, lose and be taken out away from playoffs this season. That'll be a little bit unexpected, but with the results that we've seen this past week, that could be the result at the end of it all. Still really, really run for them. I really love the league. Thanks a lot. I love you too. You know, if you love the league, I love you. We here at the staff at the PRL will love you back, of course, and the community as well as the individual there. Body Division. There's actually only one response for Body Division. So Theory Nation is running away with the division. They play against number 2 seed New Age Esports this week. Predictions of the game: out of Death Cards, AGR, TPG, Flare, who's looking the best for the second round robin. Knowing Death Cards, they might come in like hard on the second round, and you know, it might come true. But right now, AGR has been looking pretty great themselves. And then for this week, too, by the way, since this person actually mentioned that game with New Age versus Theory Nation, we are going to be seeing that game 8 p.m. Eastern Time this Friday. Don't forget it. Bring everyone. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be awesome. I did see recently the rematches that Theory Nation had to take up on, and actually they still remain at the same result. They are still top number 1 in the Body Division, and Theory Nation is looking also so clean. It might actually be the biggest run for Mind Division's money to be able to get into the grand final schemes of things. But yeah, New Age, Theory Nation, definitely top 2 contenders in this league, in this division at the moment here. And the rest are running for third. TPG Flare, they've actually had still maybe a little bit of roster conflicts and individual conflicts, but so far they've actually been on the up rather than on the hard down. And AGR has actually lost to TPG Flare, I think. Do I remember that game? It's a little bit of a 3-way though. Like each one of those 3 has defeated and not defeated each other. So the head-to-heads is definitely split up so much, and it's still pretty damn good. But at the end of the first round, I mean, it's still all tied up for all three of them in a way, except for yeah, it's still all tied up for them all in a way. But yeah, Theory Nation, they are, from what it looks like, they beaten everyone except for New Age yet, and depending on how hard they beat New Age, they will definitely run away with the division, and not so without too much of a competition. Theory Nation is definitely at their own level, and they set the pace up. So going into the next week, or to the next day, I mean, which is Soul Division, Saturday Division, Division of Death, by the way. I think Glacial finally showed up. 1-1 is a big change from 0-4. I think the team is showing life and a lot of growth. I am excited to see what else they can do. That's actually really good news. I love growth of the teams and their players. Sooner or later, the league will be at a growth to where we have some of the best players and some of the best teams out there because they keep on coming in for that grind. They keep on coming in for that redemption run, and it just makes better competition. This competition wasn't thought of too much at the start, but after seeing just 3 weeks in, this competition has set another bar. Obviously, not too much for the Life Division, but for all three divisions, Body Division was pretty much almost a no-show, but they did show up, and their number one team did not make it up that far. It ended up just being two teams from the Mind Division making it further up than any team in the Body. As for Soul and Life Division, I'm not sure. I don't want to be too quick to judge there, but Soul Division and some of these teams, such as Glacial Rising, Glacial Esports, sorry, not Glacial Rising, Glacial Esports, on a high rise, I love that. I honestly cannot wait to see what else they do. Unfortunately, I don't even think they're on broadcast. Let me check for this week. Off stream and on stream against Essentia Gaming. So this growth already, hopefully, doesn't get them shut down entirely. They're going against 18 clans. The bottom two teams are going against each other this week. The mentality has to be up high if we're going against Essentia Gaming. They've been on a stomp recently. Oof, Recon 5 got hard smashed by Essentia, who is the clear leader. While other two teams make it out of the group, Ignites had a good week. Premier has bounced back potential. Tempest has their carry support back, and Rated R and Recon 5 have the next most wins behind Essentia. So this is the Division of Death, also the death of my own predictions as well. Obviously, there are 6 great teams, 6 amazing teams. Essentia Gaming, Recon 5, Rated R, Tempest Gaming, Ignites Esports, and Premier Esports. They all are quite insane, especially with the wins that they got. So, and it looks like that from all other divisions too, in a way. But this week's actually make or break on how effective their first round was, and I think anyone who has the most effective first round should clearly be almost the winners. But yeah, the second effect is coming back on the second round robin, which you really have to go on a hot streak. You got to be finding out, you got to be looking at those head-to-heads and smash the head-to-heads, because if you don't smash head-to-heads, it's clearly just going to be really, really hard to look to even the standings, because then your head-to-head competitor just beats you, even on a tie standing or win-loss. But right now, to me, I think it's Essentia Gaming, Tempest Gaming, and Premier that could be looking to go in. But Rated R, I mean, I did not say their name, but Rated R is just so up there. I think Rated R is making it as well. The two dark horses, I would say, is still Recon 5, because they didn't have a good start in the first half of the round robin, and we want to see how well they do in the second half. But having a 4-2 record is really, really awesome. But they gotta be careful with the comebacks of what it is to be Premier Esports, Tempest Gaming, and Ignitus. Obviously, for most of the people out there, I think it could be Essentia Gaming, Recon 5, and Rated R making it out. But I think Tempest Gaming or Premier Esports will definitely fit the bar in there for themselves. Week 3 for Life Division. Once again, week 3, I mean, for Life Division, it's not really looking like the strong division, and I don't think it's ever looked so strong. I'm hoping there are Sunday teams out there that are going to come in and help raise the bar for Sunday. Soul Division looks the most stacked, but in our life division, we got Goth Boy Click. I mean, we can't have those boys let us down. And on top of that, they went against Milk Mustache Musketeers. So if Milk Mustache Musketeers are able to beat Goth Boy Click, then honestly, they are another second Goth Boy Click. So maybe the bar has risen up, especially with Centra Gaming in there and the Phoenix Rebirth Storm back at it again with another season for us at the Phoenix Rising League. So GBC over Centra makes this more of a two-horse race between and GBC. Does Phoenix Rebirth stand a chance at a playoff spot? Does Flow or Anarchy have what it takes to play spoiler? Flow and Anarchy definitely have what it takes to play spoiler, especially with Flow's roster. I feel like they get these really coin flip wins. They haven't been consistent, but they get these major wins that can really even out on the score breaker there. Flow to play major spoiler, they will have to beat Milk Mustache Musketeers and Goth Boy Click second time around, and I'm not sure if they are capable of doing that. But by capable of doing that, I mean the second round robin also makes them stronger, along with many other teams out there. And with Flow, I believe under new management. I don't remember. It could be just a rumor, or maybe just a lucky guess. But I feel like Flow's definitely looking to be managed a bit more differently and better. And I would like to see how they come back strong in the second round robin. Anarchy, though, has been very consistent. They have a really good, a 55% win rate, I would say, even though their standing is a 3 and 3. So they're at a 50 to be exact. But with how close their games are, I would think that they have like a 55. While the other opposing team has a 45, but it all depends though. I like to think percentages grow and increase and decrease while in the game, depending on the game state of the situation. So, yeah, GBC and Milk Mustache Musketeers, they look like the obvious top two from us. And then Cetra, just right behind them, just has to remain consistent, find growth within their own patterns, and of course, they will lock in that third spot. But Life Division still full of life in it, and it's been an amazing week for sure. With first round robin coming to an end, who's looking like the tournament favorites? Essentia, Theory Nation, Striking Vipers, Goth Boy Click. In a way, I think tournament favorites has to be Goth Boy Click. Not sure how many of you would agree with me out there, but at the moment, Essentia Gaming has been looking a lot better than ever. So we want to see the Goth Boy Click versus Essentia Gaming sooner or later along that way. But at the end of the first round robin, I think I would have to give it to Goth Boy Click as some of the favorites out there. For sure. I believe there are some teams that aren't mentioned here, but I'm only going to answer to what's actually here presented in front of me, to be honest. Striking Vipers are at a 1, baby. Of course, and so has Mad City. So this is a little bit of voting coming in from the community out there. And actually, 2 4s. Wow, halfway. I actually like that. 2 4s and 1 for Edoxa. I think Edoxa's more at a 3. Like, if I would have put in a couple of 2s and a couple of 3s there. I don't think there are 4, to be honest. Oh, that's 1 vote for 2, rank 2. I don't think so. Oh no, that's 1 vote. That's 2 votes for 1, 1 vote for 2. I don't think they're. You know what? That's fair. That really is fair, to be honest. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, because they did lose, right? Both of these teams did lose. Striking Vipers and Mad City. Unmuted Conquest, a bunch of 1s. I think Conquest needs a couple of 2s and 3s in there. They're doing good, but they're definitely not perfect yet. a lot of the teams aren't perfect, obviously, right? That's where the elo comes from. But to our eyes, there's been really, really amazing games, amazing gameplay from everyone. Conquest does have amazing gameplays, but they're not at a 1. They have to be at a 1. They gotta just curb stomp Striking Vipers at Mad City and in style. Sacramento State, I don't believe in these 3s. Oh, yellow is 3 actually. 3, 4, wait, 3, 5, and 6? No, I have to hard disagree. I'm unmuted there actually. I don't think it's a 3, 5, and 6. I don't know why I keep reading those wrong. Sorry about that. I think they're a hard 4. Unmuted Conquest is a hard 4. Sacramento State is not a 3 and a 4. There's no way they're a 3 and a 4. Sacramento State needs more 1s and 2s on there as well. I think they've been doing great. Chatty Daddy, it's so hard to say how good they are because we saw them off the start and off the beginning. They were based on a couple of losses and 1 win, so it's very unforgiving. But Chatty Daddy, they're definitely not 5. I think a solid 3s and 4s for them. Blue Rain, unfortunately, yeah, a 7. I have to agree, but they are growing though. Blue Rain is growing. I cannot wait for them to grow even more and to see was there more to come. I know it's a group of friends, I believe, and still believe it's still a group of friends, and they've been playing their butts off. Val players sitting at the end, an 8. Very unfortunate to be voted the weakest. It does tell by the standings alone. 0 and 6 in the standings. And actually, Val players, you know, don't feel too bad. We had a team called Defiance, and they did amazingly well in the early game. I would love to see more Val players, but obviously around this time, we got to see more of the playoffs contention teams, and Val players isn't one of them. Very unfortunate there. Theory Nation, of course, they're 1. New Age, a 2. I think New Age should be having 1s for sure as well. AGR is at a 4. I don't actually believe that. I think AGR is a strong 3. TPG Flare, also a strong 3. Ivy Gaming, a strong 4. I don't know why they would be at the low end there. I think they are a strong 4. Eclipse Esports at an 8. I can't judge them because actually we missed out so many broadcasts for them, so it's very unfortunate. Death Cards at a 3, obviously. You gotta give our boys a little bit more than half there. And TBD Esports at a 6. I think Eclipse and TBD should be at a 7 rather than a 6 and then a 1-8. Sunshine Gaming at a 1. Actually, I would score them perfect. One of the other teams perfect on the 1s entirely, along with Theory Nation. Tempest Gaming, 1-7? Come on. That's gotta be, that's a little, they're not a 7. Tempest Gaming is a hard 2, for sure. Rated R Esports, a hard 2 as well, yeah. Recon 5, a 3? That's a bit ridiculous. I think they're hard 2 as well. So many 2s in here. Premier Esports, a 1. Don't feel yourselves left down. You guys are a 2 as well. Ignitus Esports, I would say a hard 3 for them. 18 Clans, unfortunate, and so is Glacial Rising Esports. I don't know who put a 1. Nice try, Glacial Esports. I think there's a couple of people in there, but there's still faith for everyone, though. I mean, let's believe it. Glacial Esports and 18 Clans. I think 18 Clans is a definite 8, and then Glacial Esports is a is a 6. I think that's on point. But Ignite is definitely. What did it say? I think I said a hard 3. Yeah. Don't think they're a 4. Definite Premier is not a 5. Cetra Gaming 2 for 3. I think so. There's just a whole different level between these two teams. Gothboy Click has 2 1s and Milk Mustache has 2 2s. I think it's just the name and the logo. People are judging Milk Mustache Musketeers here a little bit, but they are you know, a 1 and 2. So is Gothboy Click, 1s and 2s. Cetra, yeah, strong 3, with a couple of 2s in there. Anarchy. I think this is a misjudgment on Anarchy. I think Anarchy has been doing great. They are just a really solid rank 4 for sure. Phoenix Rebirth, I would give them a rank 4 as well. They are in the mid pack, but They've been winning like 1-1s and 0-2s, 2-0s. So very unfortunate there. Frantic Koala Esports, yeah, not looking at their best. They definitely sit on that 7. Flow Esports, 2 5s. I think they're a solid 5 for Flow. And Iceport Green Suckers, definitely 8s. So, yeah, not doing so good there. So, let's move on to nominations. We just went through the chart there. Nominations of the week. Glacial's new coach, Space Pope. That's good. That's actually really good. I love that there's coaches, new coaches coming in. Thank you for the shout out for the coach, Space Pope. We welcome you to the Phoenix Rising League. Obviously, to become a sub club, you gotta subscribe. So I almost got confused there for a little bit. But welcome to the Phoenix Rising League. I hope you enjoy the competition. But the Glacial Esports are definitely having some hard times here. So hopefully, the coaching staff can help them out there. Oh, this is a big list. Alcantus, Hamlet, Shadowstar, MMG High, Official Nuke, Striker, Mr. Comet, Chink Bear, Tree Bro, I Am Javi, and Gumby Power. That I agree with. I think there's still someone missing here. I would think someone like Zark is missing. I like that Official Nukes is always a nominee though. Like I think Official Nukes is always such a good mid laner for death cards. Who else is missing? I know there's some people missing. Hamlet is like the star of GBC for sure. And of course, I want to give more love to oh my God, to Spencer from Frantic Koala, to Caladini and Georgia Jungle as well. I think Amushishi has done amazingly. Axum is not there. Yeah, Axum is not there. Gritty is not there. No Rules is also not there. I think Remix from Glacial Esports has been doing great. Aethys as well from Ignites is not there. Aethys is top clan. And of course, Red Hair with Scar. There are more, but it's okay. They are just incredibly handsome. Oh my God. Okay, so I did not read that part. So I guess not an all-around game performance, but just handsomeness. That's really nice. So, and I actually do agree with that. Very handsome group that we got there listed, but also very top performing players. So don't forget to put up the forums. Don't forget to sign up in the forums as well. Leaving a name, obviously I want to see a consistent name or consistent writer on the forums here, and I would like to special guest them on this part of the segment. So without further ado, let's get into the interview. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We got an interview here with our man, Premier, from our Premier Esports squad, Mr. Scuffy. So we'll be right back with that. Hello and welcome once again for another interview on a serious hot topic, which is going to be with Scuffy here from Premier Esports, the coach. As far as I know, is the coach. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What are your passions or just other things with it?
Well, my name is Dylan Kenny. I go by Scuffy usually, and my passion, of course, is League of Legends. I've been playing since around mid-season 4 and really haven't stopped playing all that much since. I was never a very talented player, but I found coaching to be way more fulfilling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it makes sense. I mean, you get to sit back, relax, see the progress, see the teachings, and I think it's actually good to do that. I think in many sports, I mean, there's got to be always the sideliner who's always reviewing, who's always watching, and then of course looking at the players improve. So it's pretty cool. But speaking of all that coaching stuff, when did it all start for you, and how has it been so far? Give me something of a little bit of that past experiences if you have any.
Well, this all pretty much started on like a whim. I just decided one day that I was just done playing solo queue, and I was gonna try and find a team and just start coaching, because I had actually coached chess for a while for my local high school, and I had played on that team when I was in high school. So I had a lot of prior experience coaching, and I also taught chess at my local arts academy. So I had coaching experience, and I had a lot of League of Legends game knowledge, and I watched a lot of pro play. So I decided it would be a good route to go. It started off pretty rough. I was coaching a low elo team with a peak of like Diamond 4, and the rest were like golds and plats. And on the side, I was doing a lot of individual coaching. But when that ended, I just so happened to apply for a challenger team that was looking for a manager. So I jumped on that opportunity to learn from that top amateur team, and they got me a coaching position at Premier after they heard about my coaching ambitions. There's a lot that's paraphrased there, but the fluff in between is that I spent a lot of time being a really bad coach, making a lot of mistakes, and just trying things until I found a path that works and then applying it. Somewhere along the lines, I met one of our other coaches, Eladair, who was really just the biggest impact in my life as a coach. And he taught me that the most important thing I need to know is that there's no better teacher than failure. So every failure I had just made me a better coach.
That is so awesome. I've learned a lot, especially when I'm doing my broadcast and my graphics due to failure. But mostly on, people didn't like this and that, and I was all like, oh, well, neither do I, but how do I?
As you go.
I gotta learn this as I go and make improvements. Yeah, that I really love that. You have to really, really learn through that failure. But learning through some failures here. I know you guys don't have a perfect record, but has there been any winnings or any games that were just as close moving on into after week number 3?
Well, after week 3, we really took a step back and had to evaluate where our strengths and weaknesses were. We had our expected win, and we had our rough game against Ignitus. I think Ignitus was a lot stronger than we expected. I told them going into the game, was like, guys, this is going to be a rough match, not because they're a lot better than us, but because that we're going to underestimate them, whether or not we want to or not, and they're going to take advantage of that if we aren't careful. And that's just sort of what happened in that game. But the biggest one for us was our game against Rated R. I think our game against Rated R was really eye-opening for us as a team, because we learned that the best of ones really are just really scuffed. And we need to just stay focused and play like best of ones instead of trying to build clever comps that work well in a long, drawn-out, like best of 5 or best of 3. So I think those losses on that day on week 2 really humbled us and sort of killed our hot hand fallacy that if you're winning, it's going to continue. And hey, we're just the new kids and we have to find our footing just like everybody else. So very humbling these past 2 weeks. But in that same sense, we're looking to sort of take that game off Essentia this week. This upcoming week to sort of crush their hot hand that they've got going. But it's really been driving us to get better, not just as a team, but as an organization. So we're looking forward to the future, but definitely humbling. Yeah.
And for any continuations, it seems like, so it's a little bit of a rough patch, but I also got a personal question for you as we're continuing on about the division, how the games are. What do you think about, the Soul Division and its nickname, which was nicknamed in our forums, Division of Death? What do you think about that?
Well, I'd say the division as a whole is going about as we expected when we looked at the teams going into it. I think that's a bit of a loaded question. As far as the Division of Death, I mean, I think it's a deserved nickname. It's definitely deserved. There's a lot of really strong teams that a lot of people are afraid of. It sounds like really intimidating at first, but when you realize that your own team is contributing to it by the end of the season, and you're also going to be as strong, which is where we project ourselves to be number 3, if not contending for number 3 around the end of the season. You just feel bad for anyone who has the misfortune of playing anyone from Seoul in playoffs or in scrims. I mean, we've had really good results against other divisions, so I think it's definitely deserved. But Division of Death is a bit extreme, yeah.
And now for the next question, which is just name me a couple of favorites. It could either be from teams or to players, and as to why, if we have any answers to the why.
I think Essentia's top laner is probably one of the most consistent players in the entire league. If I had to say who the best player was, it would probably be either him or Super, because Super is not just smart on the Rift. He's really, really smart off the Rift and is really productive off the Rift. He works really well with everybody else, I'd say, and has a really focused improvement mindset. But I'd say outside of our own team, I'd say Essentia's top laner is very consistent. And I look at him and see what ideas they have as far as draft, as far as their macro. We've been studying all of their games, and it seems like top lane, if he gets his counter pick, he's just going to gap anyone he plays against. And in scrims, from what I've seen, he's been outperforming pretty much everyone. So he's really stood out as far as most of the league is concerned. Nobody else has really stood out as far as he has, as far as consistency goes. Essentia's mid laner also plays really confidently and plays well with his supports, roam timers. And on top of that, they just have a really decent macro game that is just supported really, really well by all their individual talents. I'm really excited to see how we stack up against them this weekend, because they seem to be setting just the bar of what a PRL team is supposed to look like this season. So,
okay. So now, before we end our session, I've been wondering, what does the name Scuffy come from?
Scuffy? It's a nickname from an old server I was on. The owner and I were playing League, and I was making the classic "I will dominate" joke. Yo, I'm 6'4" and I wrote for UC Davis. And with breakneck speed, this guy replies "Nah, man, you're more like Scuffy the Tugboat," and then sent me a JPEG of a children's book named Scuffy the Tugboat. I was so mad for an hour about this. He got me so good. After 2-3 weeks of him calling me Scuffy, though, it really just stuck to me. The name stuck. I took it in stride, and I kept going. It was I love it though. The name is good. It gets a bit of laughs, but it really encompasses me, I'd say.
Yeah, and I believe that's all that I got for you. It took us a while to do this, but we got it, and that's amazing.
Thanks,
thank you though so much. I mean, Scuffy from Premier Esports, the coach, and you guys are definitely working it up. I believe in standing though. Let me see the standing. I do have it up here real quick. So you guys are standing. I mean, I should just ask you, right? It seems like you should know.
Yeah, we're 3-3.
3-3, sixth place, but it's kind of insane because from sixth place and thereon, everyone has more than 3 wins. That's kind of ridiculous.
It's a bit daunting, but we're confident that if we can beat Recon 5 this week, that we have good odds of making playoffs.
Yeah. So thank you so much once again, and have a nice one, Scuffy.
All right, you too, man.
Hello and welcome back onto the segment. I just accidentally did the bad transition there. It was actually the wrong one. We're already done with our power rankings, but hopefully you all enjoyed that interview a lot. And Now we are going to move on to our next part where I wanted to just express my all thanks and to all star player of the week, which was Penguin. Penguin has performed extremely well. Much love to him. Hopefully you guys love the Penguin clips that come up, and after that we will end this episode on the clips of the week with, of course, music. So thank you all so much for tuning in, for listening, and for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put down a like if you like this. If you got any feedback for me, put in the comments below. Direct message me if you know who I am already on the Discord. I don't mind direct message. Sorry if I don't respond immediately, but I will get to it. I want to be working on things one at a time as I'm, getting closer to every workday that I do here at the Phoenix Rising League. Once again, thank you all so much. Don't forget to follow us on our Twitch at Phoenix Rising League TV, to our Patreon, and to our YouTube channel, which if you're already here, you're already on our YouTube, but to our Patreon at Phoenix Rising League. Don't forget about what you can get. If you're a subscriber and Patreon all together, you get wonderful discounts to our shop here. If you're a mortal Patreon, you get to be able to get something for free once a month off of the merchandise market that we have here as well. So thank you all so much. Y'all have an amazing day, and we'll see you again on next week.
Fights prove me wrong. Well, let's see here. This could be the moment of truth. I faithless. Backline as he should be. 5-man shield of Durant. Mark Boots going in with no regard for human life. The ult afterwards. Valve players do not stand a chance. Only 2 kills, but mentally, psychologically, there is no way to recover from that even. And who else but got this on his hourglass as well, but it's just too much, right? Speaker's having a really rough time. Morn in the back line, gets the ult off onto Ringo, and he's just whacking him over the head with the ice club. Put the trickster over the wall. Doc, that takes down Savior. Take down the tier 2 as well. They're on the top of the water. So much damage, my goodness. Genis right now, especially can't keep Johnny alive as much. Like, he's having a good game, but not a great game. There isn't enough sustained damage. These crits picking up the kill here. Eagles blocking the camps, and in the backline goes free. Another scattered fight here. 2-sided phase breaker, good stuff there. Cataclysm in, but not surviving long enough here. Maybe just long enough. Actually, finally keep Punk safe here, and he gets it through, and then getting chased off it. Jigs leaving in these autos beautifully. Gets the W off, one more auto by Duke, and Pack finally picks up the
Dragon is taken by the side of TBD, so they're going to start putting death cards on a little bit more of a timer.
Official Nukes has been really toying with Chaz that you get to him. We should have locked him up pretty easy. But again, there's just a ton of CC on this team, or at least hasn't been used in a very coordinated way here. TP's coming in, Killua and company trying to zone them off this Baron. Gets smoke screened on. The Dazzle comes out, and just Raph does as well. Let's see if they can find what they're looking for here. Cosmic Radiance comes in and helps Killua buy enough time. And he's going in with that vulnerability for 2 seconds while he needed so much damage. Oh my goodness, Elite Instincts able to mop up in the back line here. Van Top as well.
Now, and here comes Morningstar 2 from the back, and might be able to lock this down. The Soul Link is not complete at all, and there we go. The Ragnarok's gonna be propped up. Arcath is gonna possibly be stunned. The Cyclone goes out, and Nutty Marceline has the Terry Ultimate. The Cosmic Radiance is not on top of him, so he's gonna get ignited. He will be going down. Morningstar is just too damn strong. Volleys can get him from the side. Mario Sunshine trying to get the slow. There goes Ace and Ho on top of Mario Sunshine. A showstopper onto King Jeevan. And they're putting down massive amounts of numbers. The Kaylin is dead. Massive shutdown comes in for the 80 carry. And Ignited Esports are just coming up on top. Yeah, now here we go. Teleport's coming in. That's going to be the on the hunt. Terry's going to find 2 on the knockup. Now he's going in on the Void Rush. The True Shot Barrage is also out there. But Mello is just dishing out so much damage. Able to destroy.
Logic is just eating a lot of damage. That's going to be a good amount of healing. There's a temper fix to lifetime. Here comes the rest of the team, though. It's a full-on bloodbath. First shutdown of comes on Rosier, but look at Greco doing so much damage as well as the left one. Still goes over to the ball. It'd be a big fight from the Dragons just as would be through the GBC. They go right in under the hand. I'm John Rossi. The ultimate Requiem is going to go ahead and get a big pop on the rest of the team, but can they find the rest of the damage? It's going to be on your GC. They're trying to work. They're able to take down I Am Jobby, and now they're getting the rest of the reset. trying to fight his way in here. He goes for the Ash, but that's set in the bid with a massive showstopper. He wants to try to get on some damage here, and Phage needs to do something.
To become Azir, you scale off 3 different stats, and your Nashor's Tooth gives you all 3 of those. It starts to get spicy.
Spicy double flash over the wall. Throwing out Undertow. Ruby says, wait a second.
Bam goes down. Penguin able to get the kill. A Medgiant. So you can tell exactly what they're playing through here. They're going to get the Crystal Arrow. That's exactly what they need. Trying to put the counter engage there. Gets the W off to go back. E not going to use it. Has to flash out instead. Penguin on the other side. Jiggity lands the roof. There's a little shield, but able to hook shot out, and he goes right back in. Shockwave helps out, and now Sacramento State have turned this team fight around. Impale trying to turn tail and run the redemption coming down. He's a Penguin alive here. A couple really good redemptions from Turtle.
Gotta be careful contesting this.
LTP, and he's got a strike for Shadow Star, and so much damage. And now the follow-up here from Turtle. This is Sacramento State's game. Mad City are just playing it. Booty in the front line with that Ragnarok. Fairshake trying to take someone down with him. Left in them. Will win. Throwing out a volley here. Fairshake trying to move cheeky, but he gets wet on the other side by Penguin. Fairshake with the pop of stopwatch. A lot of damage coming in here, but the Baron is taken. Fairshake gets out of there, rather. Mark Boots gets out of there. Jiggy's just trying to run away. Gets Hextech ultimatum upon. Trying to do something defensive here. Oh my gosh, so much damage from both of the carries from Sacramento State. Mark Boots somehow surviving here, but if